you like make that leap? So you were working in nursing, so someone else is taking care of that.
Yeah.
You're an employee. Then
Yeah.
you start taking over your husband's business and all of that
Yeah.
side of things. And then you're doing it for yourself now. Like,
Yeah.
how did you learn those things? How was that transition?
I am very much a believer in, obviously we can't know everything, and find someone else that does. So we have a really, really good accountant that we set up from the beginning for my husband's business and then in turn my business. We learned a lot in that, but I'll do payroll and everything for his business. But yeah, finding someone that can actually support you. So we used to have office staff and everything. We don't anymore. But, people come with different, experiences and whatnot. And like, especially with the accountant, we've set it up in a way that it works for us and the accountants are always doing their job. Like, I'm not sitting there trying to pay BAS. Like I just get an invoice and they're like, pay this. I'm like, okay, done.
Okay, done.
Um,
Yeah.
like, because that's not my thing. Like,
Yeah.
whereas I understand, like, my husband doesn't have access to the bank accounts for lots of reasons. There would be nothing left. But, I'm, very much like keeping up to date with bills and stuff. So you learn, but definitely getting that support. And even when starting my business, like I paid to have access to a few mentors that had already been doing it, had been doing it for a while. I'm forever online, learning, doing courses. I don't even know how many diplomas I'm currently enrolled in online. So forever just trying to build my knowledge, but also if it's not my thing, I'm just going to outsource it. So like websites are not my thing. Had someone do my website. Social media really isn't my thing. I have someone that helps do all of that. So really looking at what it is that you want to do and what you want to focus your attention on as well, because we can't do everything. That means then we can't always do everything right if we're spreading ourselves too thin. So kind of having those people that are in your corner that can support you, whether it be paying for some mentorship program. You might do it once a month or maybe once every 6 months, just to kind of get some like bounce off information and get some feedback and whatnot. Especially if you are working by yourself, it's really hard when you don't have anyone else to talk to. And where I am, like with Anna and a few others in the community, we very much support each other. Even some of us that are doing the exact same thing, we will still support each other, we'll recommend to each other, because we don't all do the exact same thing the exact same way, and we like doing certain things and not other things and whatnot. But it's nice to just be like, hey, I'm really not sure about something, what do you think? Or I had this client come in, I don't know what to do here or where to go. And then even with, a lot of the doctors are really good at supporting and whatnot. Children outside. It's really, I think it's important to kind of see where you need those support systems. And if you can kind of get them, it doesn't have to be a forever thing, but even just doing a little course here and there in business. And I actually, when I was working at a hospital a long time ago, they put me through a business management course.
Oh, cool.
So, I kind of drew on a lot of what I learned with managing people and dealing with employees and things like that. And the company that my husband has, we are ISO accredited. So we've gone through that whole process for environmental and health management and whatnot. So I actually learned a lot during that process, and I have taken a lot of that and been able to implement, what I need. So I don't have staff, but I'm not looking at having any staff. But, definitely a lot of those things when you do have employees that you don't know about, that I had no idea. Like if you don't hand out that Fair Work statement, it's $1,000 fine. If something happens and they're asked if they received it, it's $1,000. Like I had no idea when we started the business that
I saw this
that was a
social
thing.
media. Yeah, I saw this social media post yesterday that they're now doing, if you've underpaid people's super, you could end up in jail for 10 years.
Yeah,
And I was
well,
like,
you have to
what
pay it back.
the?
You have to
Yeah,
pay,
it's wild.
even if the employee was from years ago,
Yeah.
you don't rectify that, you can be fined. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And so I love your point. It's like you don't need to be an expert, find an expert.
Good. Yeah. And there are so many now. And I think with social media, there are so many people that have courses online and whatnot. I'm still have to be wary of some of them and what
Mm.
kind of qualifications, because anyone can get some online qualification
Exhausted.
now. But
Yeah.
um, find someone local to your community, someone in the area that you can reach out to if you do have a question. And a lot of the time they'll be more than happy to help.
Mm.
And be able to provide the information. But yeah, definitely if you are employing staff, go and get all the information. Fair Work has a lot of stuff online. You have to send out, if they're a casual employee or a full-time employee, make sure you have a contract, make sure everything is written down, make sure everything is via email. It's really, really important. And we also have an external HR company that
Nice.
we use as well. So there are lots of them, like we use EmploySure, but there are so many out there, and it's just handy because we've had to fire people before and whatnot. And if you don't follow the correct process, you don't have a leg to stand on. And some people can be nasty, even though they're in the wrong, they will try to hurt you and hurt your business. So, look at the way that your business is structured as well is really important. Everything is actually in my husband's name. So he has the business, but it's actually, yeah, completely separate. So he actually doesn't own anything. So if something
Mm.
happened and anyone tried to go him, everything's in my name. So
Yep.
nothing would happen, and like no one could try to take our house or anything like that. So I think it's really important to understand the structure of your business, and is it the right structure for your business? And a good accountant should really support you in that, especially if you do start to grow. Your structure may not suit you anymore. So
Yeah.
you need to change that structure to benefit you, because obviously, we can't get away from paying taxes and whatnot, but there's definitely ways that are better for your business, and support your business more.
Yeah.
In the way that it is structured. Otherwise, you could be paying a lot more than you should be, and no one wants to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.